Hi crafters, it's needlepointers.com. Our tutorial today is on how to make a quick and easy string pieced pot holder using leftover jelly roll strips. This way of sewing a pot holder is a simple process that yields wonderful results. So let's get started with the tutorial. What you'll need to make the pot holder is leftover jelly roll strips. If you don't have leftover strips, you can always make your own by cutting leftover fabric 2.5 inches wide. Insulbrite, cotton batting, backing fabric, thread, scissor, sewing machine, rotary cutter and mat, and a square acrylic ruler. Start by gathering up leftover jelly roll strips. If the strips are wrinkled, press to remove the wrinkles. Then cut an 11-inch square piece from the Insulbrite and the cotton batting. From the backing fabric, cut a 10 by 10 square piece. We'll be creating the string block pot holder by using the stitch and flip method and the quilt as you go method. Place the cotton batting square on top of the Insulbrite square. Using sewing pins, just pin around the outside to hold the layers together. Place one strip of fabric right side up diagonally across the middle from corner to corner. Leave a little bit hanging over the edge. Lay the second strip facing down on top of the strip that you put there, and again make sure that you have a little hanging over the edge. Now we're going to go to the sewing machine and we are going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam along the one side. As you see, I didn't pin it. If you're not comfortable doing it without pinning it, you can pin if you prefer, but really this is very simple and you don't have to even pin it. Okay, when you're done, you will flip the second piece open like this, and you can either finger press it if you want, or you can iron it, and I prefer to iron it so it's nice and flat. Continue adding strips until the whole square is covered. And as you're going along, of course, don't sew over the pins. You might have to remove the pins that you placed there. Okay, I'm going to continue and add strips until it's all covered. And then I'll show you what you do next. When you're finished covering it, it should look something like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over and we're going to square it up, and we're going to do it with our square ruler, and we want it to be a 10-inch square. So I'm placing my ruler over it, and right now I have it at about 10.5 inches all the way around, so on this side and on this side, so I can cut it. I'm going to cut it. Then I'm going to turn it. And now I'm going to line my ruler up with the 10-inch and the 10-inch and cut the 10-inch square. Okay. Before we put the backing on, I like to go around here and zigzag all the way around the outside so it stays down flat. I finished zigzagging all the way around. Place it face up on your work surface. Put your backing fabric face down on top of it and pin the layers together. Now we are going to be sewing around using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and we're going to leave an opening on one side about 5 inches. So I have a little trick to remind me to leave it open 5 inches by, I'll put my pins, I'll put a pin here, and then I'll put another pin right next to it so that I know that this is where the opening is going to be, and I'm not to sew along that side or right where the opening is. This is 5 inches, so I'm going to put another pin over here. And a second one. So now I know when I'm sewing, I'm going to sew a 1/2 inch all the way around the outside. I'll start here all the way around, and I'll know that when I hit these 2 pins, it's time to stop. Okay, I'm going to sew with a 1/2 inch. Here's the 2 pins. Take a couple stitches forward, and then take a couple stitches backward, and then begin to sew. When you get to the corner, when you get about a 1/2 inch away, put your needle down, turn your fabric, and then continue sewing, and do that all the way around. And remember, when you get back to the other end where the opening is, back stitch also there to hold it in place so that it won't come unraveled or come apart when you are turning your pot holder right side out. Okay, I finished sewing around. One thing I like about this project that I'm doing is I don't even clip the corners like most people tell you to clip the corners. I sort of like, as you can see here in this one, it has sort of like a rounded corner if you don't clip it. So what you're going to do is to turn the project right side out. And you're going to push out the corners a little bit. But as you can see, they're sort of rounded, and I like that effect. When you have it all turned right side out, and you've pushed out the corners a little bit, and we left a wide enough opening that you can put your hand in there to do it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to iron it, and you're going to press under the opening a 1/2 inch. These pot holders are so quick, and they really make nice gifts. And then once you have the opening, I like to put a couple pins there to hold it in place. The final step is to hand sew the opening closed, and I like to use a double threaded needle and a simple sort of ladder stitch, just going in, coming out, going across, directly across, and then coming in the back right at the fold, and just close up the opening. Ta-da! Here are some finished pot holders. Note that I didn't put a loop on the pot holders. Why? 2 reasons. I don't hang my pot holders, and most people I know don't. Also, this pot holder is a generous size, so it can be used as a hot pad to protect the table. I hope you enjoyed this potholder tutorial. Please like, share, and comment. Subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook, Pinterest, and Twitter. Want more free sewing projects and tutorials? Head over to our website, needlepointers.com. All links are in the description section.